My name is Bryce. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Granbury, Texas, and this is my recovery journey at DPR. Was 19 and started hanging around the wrong crowds. Started taking some pills and drinking a lot. I actually got back on track for a little bit and was doing really good. I was a cable technician, making some pretty decent money. And then I actually found out that my dad was not my father. And I found that out when I was 22 by someone messaging me on Instagram. And that kind of set me off pretty badly, hurt really bad. My whole family knew besides me. So everyone was keeping it from me, hiding it, and kind of just really broke my trust with everyone. So I started drinking really, really heavily. Definitely they brought it to my attention. I didn't care. That's what in that moment, that's the only thing that cured my depression, my everything. It was my solution to my problems. So yeah, I didn't care what they had to say. Went to my first rehab, which was not the best experience. I left treatment early and immediately relapsed, started drinking again, and did so for the next couple of years. Just kind of hid it from everyone. And finally one day I just broke down to myself. I'd been drinking at work. Every day when I woke up, just immediately, I was always drinking. And I broke down one day and just started crying my eyes out and just pulled out my phone and looked up treatment centers, and Discovery Point was the first one that popped up. It was out in the country, there was a pretty pond, it looked really relaxing and just like a break from reality, which seemed very, very needed. Very homey. It didn't necessarily, it was more a retreat rather than a rehab, and so that was really appealing. The admissions team did a great job on the phone during the process of getting me actually to the treatment center. And once I got here, the RCs immediately made me feel welcomed, as well as the clients. Everything went very smoothly. You sit down with them for about an hour and a half, just answering some questions, and they really just make you feel at home, take you to your room. There's gift baskets on the bed with your name on it, and nice gifts that you would need for a stay like this. At first, I think I was more in the mindset of, it's just a behavior, I'm just doing it to forget, but that's generally just excuses. I was sick, I had an addiction, most definitely. My life became unmanageable. I was doing so good for a while, I had just gotten on track and thought everything was going smooth, had my own apartment, was not drinking, just doing the right thing, living life right, and when I found that out about my dad, it really just wiped me clear of everything. I lost my apartment, I just shut down and gave up for a little bit, and started drinking very heavily, and so yeah, I would say that definitely had a major impact on my situation. And then it got old, waking up immediately drinking every day. I had no one left in my life. Everyone was just gone. Not gave up on me, but they setting boundaries, just not there. And so finally I just broke down and did it all on my own. Got myself here. Probably the hardest part, just losing everyone, losing the trust, losing good friends, and really, I say losing, but just not being there. I wasn't Bryce, I was an alcoholic. I wasn't myself. I don't remember a lot of things, and I threw my like high school years away over it. And so that's probably the hardest thing, is just like, you can't replace that time that was lost. But you're going to get out of recovery what you put in, no matter what's going on. And if we can't handle issues in a place like this where we're protected by that bubble, then we're not going to be able to handle them on the outside world when we don't have that bubble. The house really adapts. The staff is here to make our needs, and they listen to us. Any issues we have, anything, they're right there to fix it or make it better. They want us to be happy, and they do a great job. The RCs are amazing. Genuinely, they care. They're not just here because it's work. They really care about us, and everyone sees that. You know, when you learn those kind of like strategies, it's like you just like get these aha moments of like I, for instance, like I just laugh so hard when those kind of things like happen, because it's like they're right there all the time, you know. Like one of the main things, like we were driving down the road in the van one day, and I was like super stressed out. How do I get my mind off this? And so I just started like staring into nature and just like putting myself out of that conversation, focusing on something else, and like just like that, you know, like just blocked it out in my own zone, you know, not affecting my mood anymore. It was amazing. So that's a really good one I've learned. Just finding a good support system, and it doesn't have to be family. For so long I was so caught up in like, well, if I'm not pleasing my family, then I'm doing this all wrong. That's not the case at all. Like, your family doesn't have to be there. Matter of fact, like mine is so unhealthy that I've cut them off from my entire recovery. I love them obviously with all my heart, but just if they're not going to impact me positively, then they don't need to be around me right now. I'm focusing on me and building myself up. Setting boundaries is probably one of the most important ones too. I knew that other people could set boundaries for you, but I didn't ever realize like, okay, well I can set boundaries too for myself. And so I've really like learned a lot about that and set some really good boundaries for myself and my peers, and yeah, everything's been going really smoothly. Really just like understanding like what, like my purpose, you know. I'm such a lover and just love helping people. They nicknamed me the lead RC. So it opened my eyes. I work in healthcare, but I never knew like what part of healthcare, you know, I was gonna like actually use as a career path. And I really like have been considering like getting on board at DPR, honestly. And so I think that's awesome. That's probably the best thing that is like, and obviously I'm not trying to like rush things because I have a long way to go still. But it's just been an eye opener. For me, I'm blessed to have like realized that I had a problem being so young. And don't be ashamed. It's hard. Society is so twisted, and it's the normal thing to go out and drink and do drugs and all that. But if you know you have a problem, don't wait. You know, like it's never too early. You're never too young, and you're never too old. You know, recovery is all ages, and you build such a great family because of that too. Like the older people have so much wisdom and knowledge, and you just learn so much, and then they learn so much from the younger generation too, and about like how to handle their kids and all sorts of ways. So I think that I'm definitely blessed that I realized it at such a young age. Yeah, I think this was the best thing that I could have done, was come to DPR. It's such a different facility, and in a good way. We have a lot of freedom, and it's more of a retreat than it is a rehab. Just because you're at a certain point in your recovery doesn't mean everyone else around you is, and so it helps you adapt and help others too. Like we're definitely on different paths, but we're all here. We all have something in common. It's been hard, but it's been hard in a good way. Like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but you build like such a good connection with these people, and really we're family. Like the amount of love in this house is just amazing. We're all here for each other, and we all have shoulders to lean on. Doesn't matter who you are. For me, it wasn't so difficult to open up, but I could see for others how it could be. I'm pretty outgoing, but a lot of people aren't, and being open about what's going on in your life and all the events that led up to getting you here is hard to talk about, especially in a group setting. So I try to just make everyone feel welcomed and like show them that I'm trustworthy and you can come to me for anything. So don't give up and keep pushing forward. Your recovery journey doesn't stop when you leave treatment either. I mean, this is the easy part in here. It's when you get out there to the real world where everything actually starts mattering. And yeah, just don't give up. Keep pushing forward and rely on your support system.